And we're back for the third series of the day. One more is to come, but first we have to finish this one. It's always a two-game series here in the Douyu Cup 2015. Newbee.Y versus Dream Gaming with your casters Heflamoke and GrandisV. Our statsman already fell asleep, and we're also pretty close to it. In the next series, actually one of the casters is gonna relieve at least one of us, so we don't have to punch through like I don't know, more than half a day of casting. Either way, so far Newbee.Y looking very confident in their gaming, in their drafting, and pretty much everything. And Dream Gaming did many mistakes in the early game, and they never really came back from this. I think that was my analysis. I think Grandis agrees on this one. Let's look into the new draft, because that's of course the first step into at least tying up this series.
If Dream Gaming want to get early momentum and keep that momentum, Spiritbreaker and Undying is a pretty good opener to accomplish that with. And already some pretty fast picks, as Gyrocopter Darkseer is going to be the opener for Newbee.Y. But I think that pretty much sums up the first game. It really felt like Dream Gaming never had control of it. Newbee.Y, although they went very systematically, consistently kept their advantage. And although it might have taken them longer than it could have, they end up closing out the game pretty nicely. Already some nice synergy, maybe not direct synergy between the Undying and Spiritbreaker, but synergy in the playstyle that's going to really foster them. They'll be playing very aggressively and should do very nicely in the laning stage. For Newbee.Y, you have the Darkseer Vacuum, and that's already followed up by Gyrocopter's Call Down and Flat Cannon. Some really ridiculous team fighting power already for Newbee.Y. As far as second stage bans are concerned, Viper and Phantom Lance are taken out by Newbee, and Dazzle Earthshaker banned by Dream Gaming. They'll open things up with a line in the second stage, probably securing both of their supports, but Newbee.Y, blast from the past. It's going to be a Naga Siren now. Combos very nicely with the Darkseer. You can open up with the Song and very easily set up for the Wall Vacuum combination, and I'd look for some more AoE to be picked up after the fact. I think right now this is probably going to be a support Naga. Storm Spirit, the pickup for Dream Gaming, is going to give them a nice mid lane initiator, and in general, just a good hero to have. If they can take the Naga Siren off of the table, especially if she is a support, it removes any ability for Newbee.Y to get value out of that hero. You need her to be on the back lines and get her song off, and usually that's a pretty good game plan, but not when you have heroes like the Storm that are so very mobile inside team fights.
And I love it. Like, I'm such a big Naga fan. I mean, give me Naga Siren, it's just amazing. Just don't disappoint me and put the Naga Siren in a support role, but I think I just said something too much right there.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be a support Naga after all. It's nice to have that reset button, and when it comes to late game supports, Naga Siren is pretty high up there on the list. Although against the Storm, she's not going to have that lockdown from the ensnare. She also offers a lot of good scouting coming out from those illusions. It's a hero that's starting to be, or a playstyle for the Naga Siren that's starting to become a little bit more popular as this patch progresses. Dragonite will follow that up for Newbee.Y, and yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Dragonite's going to struggle a little bit in mid against the Storm, but it should allow Newbee.Y to go for some pretty aggressive pushes, like get a mech up for the Darkseer and get some early levels up for the DK and just 5-man down Dream Gaming.
Also, the push is quite strong now with them. I mean, we have Darkseer, who's always automatically pushing like one lane. Naga Siren, even in a support role, that should make sure that whoever is even behind the tower, you know, just casually trying to maybe deny it or something, if they eat a net, then that's like such a guaranteed cooldown impact, as well as Rocket Barrage. The Dragonite obviously also like a pushing power, Gyrocopter for clearing the waves. I kind of like that, like these heroes are very versatile in their role in comparison to Dream Gaming. For Dream Gaming, it really feels a lot like roaming. With the Undying lane, we have one lane that actually might be very dominating. We have to see. I mean, the Storm Spirit last game obviously did a very good job, but I mean, it was not hard to achieve in this game. It's like, I mean, Dream Gaming was already crippled, let's say it like this, and beating cripples is something that, of course, is not really the highest achievement of all, but they finished the game very cleanly, so it's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as our fifth picks are concerned, Dream Gaming have a good amount of flexibility when it comes to how they could lane this. Probably going to be a safe laner for them, and what's available that they'd want to go for. I think the Razor would have, in theory, been a good pick, something like the Razor of the Viper, but with both of those banned out, it's going to be pretty difficult for Dream Gaming to find something that's going to fill a similar role. Um, yeah, this is mostly just up to them. They definitely prefer something with a little bit of range, but yeah, I don't think that such a hero exists that hasn't been banned out.
Yeah, what could it be? I mean, like, I want a second core, but, like, it should be a physical, in my opinion. And, wow, okay, the Lifestealer is coming out, so we have the bomb coming in. Bomb coming in, and though the hero that can really ruin it is also coming right after. Okay, that's very interesting. The Winter Wyvern ignores everything. No rage, no BKB, doesn't matter. You get the Winter's Curse on you, and you're pretty much stunned for the 2 seconds duration. Lifestealer, of course, with the Storm Spirit, however, could really mean a very nice engagement, obviously, like on a target that can be easily blown up, like the Gyrocopter. What they have to fear, of course, is also the Naga Siren in a support role is still someone who can reset a fight easily. The Rage, of course, goes against it. Storm Spirit, I see this is going to be also a Storm Spirit BKB game. There's no way around. Like, he needs the BKB so they can finish off targets and not the Naga Siren always like, ah, and then everything's over.
Yeah, pretty much, and I honestly think that this Lifestealer is just going to get incessantly kited around. Newbee.Y's heroes are very good at dealing with the Lifestealer inside fights between Surge, the Winter's Curse, as you already mentioned, the net. There's a lot of ways to waste his rage time, then once rage is down, Lifestealer is going to suffer the same problems that Lifestealer always has, so yeah, a bit of a risky pick coming out from Dream Gaming, but I'm hoping that it works out. It's going to rely on its counterpart, the Storm Spirit, doing well. NJ's going to be playing on that Lifestealer, Jixing on the Storm Spirit, Icy going to be playing on the Lion, and up to the top lane for now, it's going to be AO on the Undying, and Ad on the Spirit Breaker.
Yep, and on the other side we have in the DK's role here, probably gonna take mid is SC. We have right in front of him Piao on the Gyrocopter, MR playing the Naga Siren, Melody Lovers on the Winter, and we have Ivy playing that Lonely Darks here. So this is aggressive, potentially aggressive tri-lane, but as Arctic Burner comes out slowing that Lion, but he's too close to the tower, they couldn't really follow up, otherwise that would have been interesting with the Gyrocopter Rocket Barrage. Also top, well, it's not really dangerous for the Darkseer here. Oh, never mind there, 17% already kicking in, 100% for the first blow, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. The Spirit Breaker is going to be able to go pretty deep in for his ward coverage. Where did he actually place it, however? It looks like it was just placed in the normal ward spot for the top of the river area. The Storm Spirit looks like he's going to stack himself the Bounty Rune, and DK will get the Bounty Rune in the bottom area. It's going to be the same start we've seen time and time again in all of these games, but let's take a look at the wards placed down by the Dire side. This is going to be really annoying for the sports of Dream Gaming. Between these two wards, it's almost impossible to D-ward for the first camp, especially since they only have one sentry. It actually is impossible without blocking your own camp.
Yep, pretty much, but look at it, Sentry Ward scouting this one out, so that should be easy, but, well, on the other side there's still an Observer that, I don't know, should pretty much do the job. Yes, it does.
Yeah, it should be inside that box, and well, without poles available to them, things are going to be a little bit harder for the side of Dream Gaming, but for the time being, it's also just a Naga Siren down here, and even when there's not going to be a Naga, it's a Darkseer. I think that yeah, it's going to look pretty good for them. Winter's Curse in mid lane going to slow down the Storm Spirit, getting in range to Dragon Knight. Is not going to be able to throw out any harassment hits, but even so, Jixing's dropped down to half HP with only 2 shared tangos to his name.
Yeah, leaving that Gyrocopter now alone in that lane, I'm actually wondering who's gonna win it. With some lucky bashes and a charge, like just eating up like one Rocket Barrage, the Spirit Breaker might actually get some nice peeling on the Gyrocopter and win him. But wow, how did that just happen? Okay,
double Ion Shell.
Whoa.
It's a force to be reckoned with. The Lion got isolated away, and now in mid lane, the Storm Spirit dropping low is not going to end up going down yet, although Naga Siren is coming in from the right-hand side. She has a point available if she wants to skill up net, but no, yeah, the kill down in bottom lane was just a level 2 Ion Shell, 2 of them. placed down, and the Lion tanked all of that damage with no boots. He was just run down.
Yep, this is second first blood I missed today already. I'm so ashamed, boys. You can actually hate me, but I did not expect that the line is at that far out against the Darkseer, against the double Iron Shell. But yep, that just happened by Dream Gaming. So the Undying is back to the lane against the Gyrocopter. Makes it a lot harder, of course, for him to stay there, especially against the DK spam. The Naga Siren grabbing some experience in the mid while the DK was gone for the rune. But other than that, nothing really much is happening. What's important, of course, is also that the Darkseer, the Lifestealer, gets some nice farm up, because he's really like responsible for it, and a lot of things that go alongside the Naga Siren curse with the rage up and everything. But oh, top, that's a go on the Gyrocopter. I think this is a bit earlier. The zombies come out, the decay spam. That should be an easy kill. The question is now, can they actually follow up on the Winter Wyvern? They're gonna get the Tombstone at least, and now he's just running away. If the Tombstone was still up, that might have been interesting. Arctic Burn trying to turn it around, and there's the net here on the Spirit Breaker. And is that a kill? Riptide. One more right click is needed. Yes, that's actually gone. Unfortunately, the Naga Siren does not have a stick or anything, so no second net, but it's still fine that they get the turnaround kill, at least on the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, unfortunate for them that the Gyrocopter died. It's still probably okay for the Dream Gaming team, since the Gyrocopter is being pressured so very heavily, but yeah, it's going to be really useful for the supports. I do think that a stick or some sort of mana investment for the Naga Siren would be very wise. Down the line, Arcane Boots should be the pick, but yeah, the lanes are staying about the way that they were from the beginning of the game. Spirit Breaker's going to charge forward, goes straight for Piao, looking for the bash, and will actually find it. A lot of harass damage for not much committed by the Bara.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you really charge on him, like just peel a bit, and then you just gain some more levels here and there, and then well, see, there's another charge. It's a very easy spell. Give 17%. Now the Rocket Barrage is coming out. You bait it, then you go back, try to avoid some of that damage. But the peeling is absolutely real. He only has 2 tangos left and the self, which he's using right now. Maybe even getting interrupted. Yes, there we go. It's not a proc, but still, it's decentish damage. Bottom, Darkseer actually grabbing this rune. The Lion just not fast enough, but at least still the Darkseer is why do I say Darkseer to the Lifestealer? I have no idea. So the Dark Stealer and the, I don't know, the Lifestealer. It makes all sense now. Anyway, there's a go on the Gyrocopter. Pretty much the same, but the zombie's actually not broken there, right on the Gyrocopter. So 17%, where are you? They need him. They're gonna get that kill here, probably on the Gyrocopter. Does he have a TP? No, he does not. And the mana would be enough to actually charge out, which he could do. There should be... No, it's actually not. He's gonna get some more strength here on the Undying and running away. The charge out, and that should actually just do the trick. They see exactly where he is. Maybe the DK doing something, but he's hiding here in that spot. Was it on purpose?
Breathe Fire would have been lethal a couple seconds ago, but Spirit Breaker has since regened enough to where he'll live. That's going to end up working out pretty well for Dream Gaming in the top lane, but all in the meantime, there was a kill brewing onto the Storm Spirit, so Jixing is going to lose his life right before finding that level 6. They're going to bottle up the Spirit Breaker. Nobody really expects this angle. He's going to charge forward and just walk it off. Okay, fair enough. Spirit Breaker is going to get the Express Trip home.
Yep, I mean, that was nice interaction there. Just give him a bottle charge so he can actually get the hell out of there. So, well, what else can you need? The fact is, the Gyrocopter is going down, and that's the most important thing. Oh, in the mid, Storm Spirit. Well, there's the net, but he can still sap out, but it's not enough. The Riptide is actually gonna kill him, and as the server lags a tiny bit here, Naga Siren is getting hexed up. That's what we see. The zombies still following up on him, and also in the mid, the Dragon Knight having problems here. There should be another decay. Now, he's using stick, he's using pretty much everything. Also, Naga Siren gotta be careful, like, no zombies on her. The Tombstone is down, but wow, that was really, really close. Some more zombies there, that might have been interesting.
Yeah, could have ended up working out well, but even so, the mid lane's working out for Newbee.Y probably better than it should have. In a vacuum, the Dragon Knight should struggle against the Storm Spirit, but he's out CSing the zip in onto the Storm Spirit. They have a charge into, and I'm sure if they need the bash here, they'll get the Cold Embrace settled, buy some more time, and the Storm Spirit's taking a lot of the tower shots. He'll die to the Rocket Barrage, and it looks like the Gyrocopter might even survive, although he will go down. He gets the double kill with the call down.
I mean, that was kind of hilarious that, like, the Storm is actually dying to the Rocket Barrage, and with that he gets level 6 where he can get the call down. So he's still dying from the last proc there of the Spirit Breaker, but that was some very, a very, very off gank, to be honest. That could have been handled a lot cleaner, but procs were not on their side, and they also didn't have like a third guy there for that real gank.
Smoke up from the line in the Undying. Looks like they want to go and head up for the top lane. There's a Dragon Knight there that they could go for, and Spirit Breaker could also join the fray, although no level 6 is available for the line and Spirit Breaker most importantly. And worst case, or best case scenario, it's a 3 versus 3. They'll Cold Embrace onto a creep to tank the tower a little bit longer. Dream Gaming, I think they need a little bit more backup before going for this, and they're going to TP in the lifesteal, going straight onto Piao. They'll drop the Tombstone onto the deck. The call down turnaround is there. Piao's getting a lot of damage with the Rock Rush and call down, but it's just not going to be enough to save his life. Even through the Cold Embrace will die, and Dragon Knight also. They'll charge forward for Melody Lovers. The Winter Wyvern has no spells left in his kit, and he'll fall into the dirt. Although everybody dropped low, yeah, none of them fall.
None of them fall. The Lion just surviving barely. The Spirit Breaker going to the side, not getting the second call down and everything. So they lose 3 here. That was a very, very expensive push and a very nice swing for Dream Gaming. Of course, the Darkseer gets something done in the meantime, but also not too significant. He just finished the Buckler 8 minutes in. It's a decent timing, obviously, but yeah, that was not the push they were planning for.
I suppose the good news is that all the while Darkseer was farming in the bottom lane is going to be very close to having his mechanism completed if this tower goes down, which it should with this creep wave. If they give the last hit to the Darkseer, he's only a couple hundred gold short. An Impale is going to land, coming out from the Lion. They're TPing in AO. They'll drop the Tombstone, turn things around. The wall is on the ground and is going to deal a little bit of damage, but not near enough. The Cold Embrace saving the Darkseer, bailing him out, and enough time to kill off the Spirit Breaker. We still in a lot of trouble. They'll vacuum back again and surging away. The Darkseer will actually survive. They'll throw another Iron Shell into the creeps. Breathe Fire will kill off one, and Icy's locked inside the trees. 3 kills this time around for the Newbee.Y side. Are you kidding me? That Melody Lover's Cold Embrace was absolutely clutch.
Like, I mean, people always laugh at me when I say that in the draft, but like, Winter Wyvern is ruining your day in fights and everything. But there's a Lifestealer bomb and everything coming out, but do you really want to engage? We have a Naga Siren, we have a Song out. He can't really burst anyone down here. There's 5 versus 1, but low respawn timer, so they could actually go in here. Problem is they still have cooldowns. They need the Tombstone and stuff like that. The Tombstone also in an awkward position that it still procs zombies, but is not easy accessible. And do they go in here? There's the Lion. We have no finger, no nothing, but yeah, they're gonna go in. They want to go on the Darkseer. He's actually slowed. He's stunned, and there is the Song. I've been talking about it, but Lifestealer, his rage is already going out. There's no wall, no nothing. They're just gonna make the retreat, but are they actually making the retreat? There's the call on, oh, and the Tombstone as well, but so frontal posted, they're just gonna focus on it. Illusion's coming out as well. Lion is the next target they're gonna focus on here. Hold with the net, and the Darkseer still somehow alive. The next Overload is gonna kill him. Well, there is also the decay. He's gonna die next, but for now he's just gonna be in a Gold Embrace. Nothing you can really do, but the Nether Strike is gonna take care of it. Undying, look at the Undying stack. He is having 1,500, almost 1,600 stacks here. This is amazing. So decay, where are the procs? He really needs some 17% procs to get this hole going. One more free fire and he would just kill 3 of them. Doesn't really work out. The Riptide is completely off the mark, but she has a haste rune just running away. Still, there is a Spirit Breaker on your butt, but he's not going for it. He's just cancelling it. Too dangerous.
That fight started out really well for the Dream Gaming team. With the Invisment on Storm Spirit, they're able to drop the Darkseer so very low. And even though the Song was there to try and disengage, the Lifestealer's rage wore off quick enough to where they weren't able to focus down the Lifestealer during the duration of that Song. And really the follow-up to the Song of the Siren at this point isn't that great. It looked at times like it would have gone well for Newbee.Y, but they just were lacking a little bit of extra damage. And honestly, I think that comes down to Winter Wyvern's build. If you take a look, Melody Lovers is maxed out Arctic Burn. Although Arctic Burn does get a lot of value this game and is a very good spell for kiting around the Lifestealer, I honestly think Splinter Blast is one of the best skills to max on Winter Wyvern just because of the fact that Arctic Burn and Cold Embrace are such good value points.
Yeah, the Splinter Blast is not just a lot of damage. You can actually farm nicely with it. It's also nice slow, obviously. However, the tower's going down. The Storm Spirit was really trying to get something done here on it, trying to be fancy, but that didn't really work out. By the way, is the server for you also a tiny bit laggy in the big fights?
Oh yeah, it has been throughout the entire night.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, like it got a tiny bit worse now, so I'm just glad this is well, we're already deep into it, so let's hope it's not gonna get much worse. But yeah, Chinese servers just too good.
Well, group up coming out from Dream Gaming. They're smoked up with the Lifestealer inside the Spirit Breaker, ready to go for the jump with the Storm Spirit as well as the Lion in tow. They might find themselves to support Naga Siren if she's out farming, or they might find the Darkseer and Winter Wyvern. It really just depends which direction they head towards. They're going to go towards the north. They find the Wyvern. They're going to hex her up, pull her back in. That's going to be the kill, but a nice vacuum wall catches out 3. The follow-up disable, however, just isn't at the ready, and Newbee.Y are going to lose a hero and blow a couple of pretty important cooldowns.
Yeah, no, it's the right decision by Newbee not to fight this one, because without the Winter Wyvern, they lack really very, very important elements of their fight and strategy. So no Winter's Curse, no save with the Cold Embrace. I mean, the Cold Embrace so far does an amazing job just because you have so much going on. What is that Spirit Breaker doing? That is just a random charge on a decay. I don't think he's actually going for it. No, he has to interrupt. It was really just to come there. But the problem is, well, that was almost a net. He's trying to TP out right after, but Dragon Tail, nope, it's not coming.
Yeah, just a little bit far away, and now they'll smoke up. The Dragonite is going to have a Shadow Blade back up in 19 seconds, but they might not even need it. They use the Dragonite ultimate form. They're going to plunk an Ion Shell onto the DK, and now it looks like they want to angle for a gank up top. It looks like...
Infest.
Yeah, they might be able to find somebody inside the trees, but Newbee.Y, although they're hunting for it, they're not going to find anything. They'll TP down towards the bottom lane, and Jixing will be home free.
Yep. I mean, that's like... It was just too YOLO to actually go for this. I mean, they have no idea what's actually around here, but they're just gonna transition into a tower push, which is, I guess, just fine, and there's nothing at the moment Dream Gaming can really do. We still have the Lifestealer, of course, in the Storm Spirit. The question is now, if they really go for the tier 2 tower, then maybe we're actually gonna see them forcing a fight as the server keeps declining in performance.
2-2 tower is going to be under some pretty heavy siege. The DK ultimate form is still at about half duration, more than enough for this engagement, but Spirit Breaker's charging forward, and the Storm Spirit can come from the side at any moment. Undying will drop a decay, but still hasn't committed the Tombstone yet. The charge will be cancelled, and we'll move over to the sidelines. This fight could break out in a very poor fashion for Newbee if they don't effectively use the Song of the Siren. Zipper for the Storm Spirit. They're going to go into the Gyrocopter, trying to focus down Piao, but with the Finger of Death, the Winter's Curse turnaround is potentially there. Piao's dropping so very low, and the Gyrocopter dying to the zombies. They'll kill the Tombstone. Can Piao get out to safety? With the Cold Embrace, it looks like Piao's actually going to survive with another remnant. He will go down. Buyback from the Storm Spirit. They want to get back into this, but the Undying's already down. They'll pull back onto one. The Storm Spirit just can't do anything with the second life. Nether Strike over. They'll catch out the Darkseer, 17% onto the DS, but another Cold Embrace will save his life for a little while longer, but only delaying the inevitable. Another remnant kill for the Storm. A double kill even, and now the things are starting to come off of the rails. They'll lose the Naga Siren, drop her low, and with the Dragon Tail, maybe that's enough to buy her some space. She'll net down the line, but not really much hope for the Naga. Newbee.Y are going to lose 4 heroes, but it did cost the buyback from Storm.
Yep, and like looking at that fight and how nice FPS it was, I think I have to go for a reconnect. There's no way around. Like, if we have other big fights like this, then I don't know, I don't want to show this frame show, so I'm going for a normal reconnect without restarting the client and hope it fixes and then hope it's fast. So there's, however, a regeneration rune on the Storm Spirit. The question is now, actually, does he do something with it? Doesn't really look like it, or do they? And don't want to miss a kill. They have a charge on this one, yes, and that's why we wanted to go for it. There is the Vortex holding him into the sentry range. The second sentry also coming out of it, and now there is the turnaround. No, the Storm Spirit has to go back. There's just no way he's actually going for this. And too low HP, too low everything. If they go back, Infest is actually in here, so Nether Strike on whatever he finds. Yes, there it is, on the Darkseer, and they just want to blow him up and get the hell out of here. But the Cold Embrace again saving the people. Lifestealer is going for it, but the problem is, well, there is the Arctic Burn just hovering over the trees, and that doesn't really work. And in the end, it's just gonna get so much damage right now. Lifestealer also going down, and now they all 3 follow up on whatever they can, like the Spirit Breaker. If they get the Dragon Tail, which they do, that should be easy kill with a Brief Fire. Yes, and they're gonna lose another one. Only survivor is the Undying, and that's pretty much it. So guys, with that being said, I go for my fast reconnect.
Newbee.Y find themselves with a big team fight win, but even though the kill score is 15-16, it's not reflected when it comes to the numbers. And that's because Newbee.Y are just farming more effectively. Storm Spirit has been very active in trying to make these rotations, as is the Lifesteal, and that's kind of what Dream Gaming need to be doing. But if you take a look at the CS chart, it's 117 CS in the Gyrocopter compared to 49 on the Storm Spirit and 54 on the Lifesteal. He's farming more than both of them combined, which is scary. The Gyro is now sitting on drums, Basilius, with power treads, and we'll be getting more gold in the near future. But the DK is really the big breadwinner for the team. He almost has a full Silver Edge, which Wyvern will kill off Icy. They catch out the line isolated alone, and they'll steal an Ancient stack away from the enemy's side. That's a pretty big deal. It's not the biggest of stacks, but that's gold that would have been in Dream Gaming's pocket that's now in the pockets of the Dragon Knight and the Gyrocopter.
I'm still on the loading screen, but I can,
Okay.
but my loading screen has also nice items and everything. It's a Drain Protector.
Oh, fair enough. Well, keep on pushing it. This tier 2 tower coming out from Newbee.Y. It's dropping incredibly low, and if Dream Gaming want to do something about it, they need to do something quickly. They'll charge in with the Spirit Breaker. They'll Glimmer Cape him up and buy him a little bit more space, but the tier 2 has already fallen. They'll use the Naga Song to focus down the Tombstone with the call down catching out 2 and a back onto ADD as well as onto the Undying. They'll kill both of those heroes in a heartbeat. Newbee.Y are now in a situation where they could feasibly put some high ground damage up. The Dragon form is going to start wearing down, but at least they'll get a couple of shots in this tower applying that dot effect. The glyph is being forced to be spent, but Dream Gaming are at such a disadvantage here with the heroes that are online that I'm not sure if they can jump in. Lifesteal has an armlet, and that's good and all, but I think he's just going to be kited to hell. Tier 3 tower will fall. He jumps in, trying to focus down Melody Lover's Finger of Death, but with the Winter's Curse, the turnaround onto EdJ's there. The Lifesteal can't survive. Back on the 2. It's going to be 4 to hit the deck, and Undying is just now respawning. Nothing the Undying and Spirit Breaker can do to stop this melee barracks from going down. No buybacks available for Dream Gaming, and honestly, it looks like Newbee.Y have just blown this game wide open.
Yeah, not just wide open. This actually hurts because no way to actually go back to this. And are they even going for more? Well, there's a charge on the Winter Byron, but is this really going through?
I don't know, they need to do something quick, but yeah, that's not going to be it. Take a look at the net worth chart. It's pretty gross. The Dragon Knight is doubling up the farm of the Lifestealer, and yeah, that advantage is a downward spiral in favor of Newbee.Y's team. Dream Gaming, they were holding pretty close up into about 15 minutes. What went wrong? Was it really just one fight?
Yeah, and like that one fight. No, I think it was also like the Gyrocopter finally coming online, plus their greediness. I mean, it was that fight when they dove the Gyrocopter getting like that double kill there under the tower. That already marked the beginning of the end right there. That like even with diving deep, they didn't achieve much, and in all that time, sure, the Lifestealer was alone, but I mean, this is a 20 minutes game where a Lifestealer in a safe lane with relatively free farm only achieved Armlet right now. So that's all where we stand. Compare that, for example, to the Gyrocopter's farm at the moment. He got, like you mentioned it already, drums, he got the Ring of Basilius, Yasha in the stash, and he has 1.7, now 2.3 on top of it, so easy going for him.
Yeah, full Sunshine Yasha going to be flying out to Pia on the Courier, and Newbee.Y can just go for another set of barracks. Okay, so the biggest issue that Dream Gaming are having is that their Tombstone means nothing. Usually 20 minutes in, Tombstone's a pretty big deal, but whenever they drop it, Naga Siren just presses that song button, they can focus it down, or at the very least, run away from it. It's a perfect disengage tool when you're dealing with the Undying.
Yeah, by the way, my leg is not 100% gun, it's still like shaky and everything, but apparently I don't get the lucky server. Since this game is now going to a high ground push, I'm not gonna go reconnect, we just gonna do, you know, sort of a lip reading Dota. Either way, H is on the Gyrocopter, and if that courier arrives, it has like a lot of nice items. There is a Hyperstone in it as well as a full SMY on that Gyrocopter, and with that it should be easy going. There's no cliff available for a long time, more than 2 minutes here, and that means they're gonna work on it. And it also means Streaming Gaming, they have to initiate or just accept the Rex are gone.
Undying will drop the Tombstone. They'll zip in with the Infested Storm Spirit over on the sidelines, trying to focus down the two supports. They'll drop Nagasiren low, but the Mirror Image will survive long enough to see the Storm Spirit die. And with the Song of Siren, will her and Melody Lovers really be able to make it out alive? These three heroes are so clumped up. They'll drop an Ion Chill. Winter's Curse catches everybody, and it looks like they're all going to die. Good game. Going to be called out by Jixing.
Yep.
Newbee.Y, as soon as they find a single advantage, they run with it, and that's going to lead them to victory.
Yeah, that mid breach was already enough, and then just a miracle could bring you back on this one. But like a second set of racks and a 5-man wipe, I mean, they could have really just go top, finish the racks, and that knowing Dream Gaming does the only right thing, calling the GG. Anyway, guys, sorry for the Chinese server. At the end, it was a bit of a slideshow, but we saw pretty much all the basics of the fight still popping in and out. The stream will drop for a tiny bit because another streamer will take over. We need to swap around a bit, but it will only be like a, I don't know, 5-second picnic. Newbee winning this with 2-0. I hope the people, like, I don't know, got their items on the beds. Grandis is going to sleep. I will stay around with Culture, bring you the last series of the game, which is, Grandis, tell me that.
Well, the last series of the day is going to be Dream Gaming versus VG Gaming Potential.
Okay. Yep. VG Gaming Potential. It's pretty much a team on the same level as Newbee.Y, so Dream Gaming is gonna have another hard time against this team. But let's see. Maybe they can do it a tiny bit better. So till then, guys, we are back. Some music, some ads, and the next game should start soon.